The truth behind Itachi Uchiha's darkest moment. How one retcon ruined a Naruto legend. Imagine a character so complex, so tragic, that their every action ripples through an entire universe, shaping destinies and breaking hearts. Now imagine that character's defining moment, etched in blood and betrayal, being undermined by a single, devastating plot twist. This is the story of Itachi Uchiha, the enigmatic prodigy of Naruto, whose legacy was forever altered by a controversial retcon in Naruto Shippuden. In this deep dive, we'll unravel the moment that shattered Itachi's character, explore why it matters, and question whether this narrative choice diminished one of anime's greatest icons. Buckle up, because this is a tale of sacrifice, betrayal, and a decision that still divides fans to this day. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Naruto content that'll keep you hooked. Let's dive in. The weight of a legend, Itachi's unforgettable legacy. Itachi Uchiha is not just a character, he's a phenomenon. From the moment he appeared in Naruto, cloaked in the sinister garb of the Akatsuki, he commanded awe and fear. A prodigy who became an ANBU leader at 13, Itachi was the embodiment of power, mystery, and tragedy. His defining act, the Uchiha Clan Massacre, stands as one of the most gut-wrenching moments in shonen anime. Picture this: a young man, barely out of his teens, forced to slaughter his entire family to protect his village. Parents, friends, loved ones, all gone by his hand. The weight of that decision, the psychological torment, and the sheer power required to decimate the most formidable clan in the Hidden Leaf Village made Itachi a legend. Fans were captivated, and in-universe, characters trembled at his name. But what if that legendary feat wasn't entirely his? What if the story we thought we knew was rewritten in a way that stripped away its emotional and narrative power? That's exactly what happened in Naruto Shippuden, and it's a twist that still stings for fans like me. Before we unpack this game-changing retcon, let's set the stage with the Uchiha Clan Massacre itself. If you're loving this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to join our Naruto community. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. The Uchiha Clan Massacre, a tragedy that defined a saga. The Uchiha Clan Massacre is the cornerstone of Itachi's story, and by extension, Sasuke's. The Uchiha were no ordinary clan. They were the elite, wielding the Sharingan, a dojutsu so powerful it could turn the tide of any battle. Led by Fugaku Uchiha, Itachi's father, they were the backbone of the Hidden Leaf's police force, revered yet feared. But tensions simmered beneath the surface. The Uchiha's marginalization by the village's leadership, coupled with their growing resentment, set the stage for a coup. Enter Itachi, the prodigy torn between loyalty to his clan and duty to the village. At the age of 17, Itachi made an unthinkable choice. Ordered by the Hidden Leaf's elders, he carried out a mission that would haunt him forever: the annihilation of his entire clan. Parents, cousins, friends, none were spared except for his younger brother Sasuke. The image of Itachi standing over his parents' bodies, tears streaming down his face as he faced Sasuke, is one of Naruto's most iconic and heart-wrenching scenes. This wasn't just a massacre, it was a sacrifice. Itachi became a villain in the eyes of the world, a traitor who betrayed his blood to protect the village from civil war. The sheer weight of this act defined his character, giving him an aura of invincibility and tragedy that made him unforgettable. But here's where the story takes a turn. A single revelation during the climactic Sasuke versus Itachi fight in Naruto Shippuden changed everything, and not for the better. Curious about what could possibly tarnish such a monumental moment? Stick around, because this twist is a game-changer. And if you're as invested in Itachi's story as I am, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're just getting started. The retcon that broke. Itachi, Obito's involvement revealed. Let's fast forward to one of Naruto Shippuden's most anticipated battles, Sasuke versus Itachi. Fans had waited years for this showdown, a clash between brothers fueled by vengeance and secrets. The fight delivered in spades, stunning animation, emotional stakes, and revelations that flipped the narrative on its head. But one piece of information dropped during this battle fundamentally altered Itachi's legacy. He didn't act alone in the Uchiha Clan Massacre. Enter Obito Uchiha, disguised as Madara, who Itachi enlisted to help him carry out the slaughter. Yes, you heard that right. The massacre, once portrayed as Itachi's solitary burden, was retconned to include Obito's assistance. During their fight, Itachi tells Sasuke about another Uchiha, a mysterious figure he believed to be Madara, who aided him in wiping out the clan. Later flashbacks confirm it. Itachi approached Obito, leveraging his hatred for the Uchiha to secure his help. In exchange, Obito agreed not to attack the Hidden Leaf Village. It's a clever deal on Itachi's part, neutralizing a threat while completing his mission, but it comes at a steep narrative cost. Why does this matter? Because it undermines the very essence of Itachi's character. The massacre was supposed to be his burden, a solitary act of unimaginable strength and sacrifice. The idea that one man could single-handedly destroy the most powerful clan in the village made Itachi a mythic figure. But now, we learn that Obito, a character with his own complex motives, took down the Uchiha police, the clan's most skilled fighters, while Itachi handled the easier targets, including the elderly and non-combatants. Suddenly, Itachi's legendary feat feels less legendary. If you're shocked by this twist, drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Did this retcon ruin Itachi for you? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Naruto deep dives. Why this retcon hurts, the loss of Itachi's mythic status. Let's break down why this retcon is so devastating. First, it diminishes the emotional weight of Itachi's actions. The massacre was the defining moment of his life, a trauma he carried alone. Every decision he made, joining the Akatsuki, watching over Sasuke from the shadows, sacrificing his reputation, was shaped by the guilt and pain of that night. When we learn that Obito was involved, it's as if Itachi shares the blame. Sure, he still killed his parents, a psychologically crushing act, but the symbolic weight of being the sole architect of the clan's destruction is lost. It's no longer just Itachi's story, it's Itachi and Obito's. Second, it undercuts Itachi's power. Early in Naruto, Itachi was portrayed as a near-invincible force. When he first appeared, even elite ninjas like Kakashi were terrified, warning others that Itachi was an ANBU leader at 13 who single-handedly wiped out his clan. This gave him an air of mystique, a reputation that made him one of the most feared members of the Akatsuki. But the retcon reveals that he needed help to take on the Uchiha police, the clan's strongest fighters. Obito, with his Mangekyo Sharingan and space-time ninjutsu, handled the heavy lifting, while Itachi dealt with less formidable opponents. This makes Itachi's feat less impressive, and by extension, it makes the in-universe hype around him feel exaggerated. Finally, the retcon robs Itachi of narrative ownership. Imagine you're playing a tabletop RPG, and your character's backstory revolves around a dark, defining act, like slaying your entire family to save your kingdom. This tragedy shapes every choice you make, every interaction you have. Now imagine the game master revealing that someone else helped you, taking credit for the most challenging parts of that act. It would feel like a betrayal of your character's arc. That's exactly what happens here. Itachi's story is no longer his alone. it's diluted by Obito's involvement. If you're feeling the same frustration I am, hit that like button and subscribe to join the conversation. We've got more to unpack. The narrative fallout, how Obito's role changes everything. Let's talk about Obito's role in this mess. Obito Uchiha, operating as Madara, or Toby, is a fascinating character in his own right. By the time of the massacre, he's a broken man, driven by the loss of Rin and his disillusionment with the world. His attack on the Hidden Leaf with the Nine Tails years earlier showed his willingness to kill without remorse, including his own clan members. But that's precisely why his involvement in the massacre feels so wrong. For Obito, killing the Uchiha police was just another day at the office. He had no emotional connection to the clan. He was a black sheep, ostracized and forgotten. The massacre carried no personal weight for him, unlike Itachi, for whom it was a soul-crushing necessity. This contrast highlights the problem. Itachi's decision to wipe out his clan was a profound, personal sacrifice, driven by his love for the village and his brother. Obito's participation, however, is transactional, a means to an end, fueled by his own agenda. By involving him, the story shifts some of the massacre's weight onto a character who doesn't feel its emotional impact. It's like if Darth Vader's redemption in Star Wars was revealed to have been orchestrated by someone else. It cheapens the moment. Obito's role also raises questions about Itachi's strength. With his Mangekyo Sharingan, Itachi was more than capable of handling the Uchiha police. Why introduce doubt about his power when the series had already established him as a prodigy? But there's another layer to this. Some might argue that Itachi's deal with Obito was a brilliant strategic move. By enlisting Obito's help, Itachi neutralized a potential threat to the village while ensuring the massacre's success. It's a cunning play, showcasing his intelligence, but even this silver lining can't salvage the damage. The narrative cost outweighs the tactical gain, as it strips away the solitary tragedy that made Itachi's story so compelling. Want to dive deeper into this debate? Drop a comment below and let me know if you think Itachi's deal was genius or a narrative misstep. And if you're enjoying this analysis, hit that subscribe button. We're not done yet. Could it have worked? Exploring alternatives. Could this retcon have been handled differently? Absolutely. If Masashi Kishimoto, Naruto's creator, intended to show Itachi as less capable or more pragmatic, Obito's involvement might have worked as a way to humanize him. Perhaps Itachi doubted his ability to take on the entire clan alone, or maybe he wanted to ensure the mission's success to protect Sasuke and the village. But this interpretation clashes with everything we know about Itachi. He was a prodigy with the Mangekyo Sharingan, capable of feats that surpassed most ninjas. The series repeatedly emphasizes his strength, from his ANBU leadership to his dominance in the Akatsuki. Suggesting he needed help feels like a betrayal of his established power. Alternatively, Kishimoto could have framed Obito's role as minimal. Perhaps he distracted the police or created chaos, leaving Itachi to handle the bulk of the fighting. This would have preserved Itachi's agency while still incorporating Obito's presence. Another option would have been to emphasize the emotional toll on Itachi, showing how even enlisting Obito was a painful compromise, further highlighting his sacrifice. Instead, the retcon feels like an afterthought, tacked on to tie Obito more deeply into the story without considering its impact on Itachi's arc. What's even more frustrating is the missed opportunity with Itachi's girlfriend, Izumi. In canon, Obito mentions that Itachi killed his parents and girlfriend but spared Sasuke, confirming her existence. Yet, in some filler content and light novels, it's suggested that Obito, not Itachi, killed her, robbing Itachi of yet another personal tragedy. This further dilutes the massacre's impact, as Itachi's emotional burden is spread across multiple characters. If Kishimoto wanted to involve Obito, why not give Itachi the agency to confront his girlfriend's death directly, adding to his torment? These missed opportunities make the retcon feel like a narrative misstep rather than a deliberate choice. If you're as passionate about Itachi's story as I am, hit that like button and subscribe for more Naruto content that dives deep into these moments. The bigger picture, why this matters for Naruto's legacy. The retcon's impact extends beyond Itachi. It affects how we view the Uchiha Clan Massacre as a whole, one of Naruto's most pivotal events. The massacre shaped Sasuke's journey, driving his quest for revenge and his eventual redemption. It also underscored the Hidden Leaf's systemic flaws, highlighting the moral grayness of the shinobi world. By introducing Obito, the story shifts some of the blame from Itachi and the village to an external actor, diluting the event's complexity. It's no longer just about Itachi's sacrifice or the village's failures. It's about Obito's vendetta, which feels less personal and less resonant. This change also affects how we perceive other characters' reactions to Itachi. Kakashi, Asuma, and other jonins spoke of him with awe and fear, emphasizing his solitary power. Learning that he had help undermines their respect and makes their fear seem misplaced. It's a small detail, but in a series as character-driven as Naruto, these inconsistencies matter. They chip away at the story's emotional and narrative cohesion, leaving fans like me wondering why Kishimoto made this choice. But let's not end on a sour note. Despite this retcon, Itachi remains one of anime's most compelling characters. His sacrifice, his love for Sasuke, and his unwavering loyalty to the village still resonate. The plot twist that revealed his true motives, protecting the village and his brother, remains one of Naruto's greatest moments. The retcon may diminish his feat, but it doesn't erase his legacy. If you're still reeling from this analysis, drop a comment below and let me know how you feel about Itachi's story. And if you want more Naruto breakdowns like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We've got plenty more to explore. Final thoughts: a flawed masterpiece. Itachi Uchiha's story is a masterpiece of tragedy, sacrifice, and redemption. But the retcon involving Obito's role in the Uchiha Clan Massacre is a blemish on an otherwise brilliant arc. By sharing the burden of the massacre, Kishimoto inadvertently diminished Itachi's power, mystique, and emotional weight. What was once a solitary act of unimaginable strength became a shared endeavor, robbing Itachi of the narrative ownership that made him iconic. Yet despite this misstep, Itachi's story remains a cornerstone of Naruto's legacy, a testament to the power of complex characters in anime. So, what do you think? Did this retcon ruin Itachi's character for you, or do you see it as a clever twist that adds depth to his strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Naruto content that'll keep you hooked. Check out our other videos for more analyses, theories, and breakdowns of your favorite anime moments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay legendary, Naruto fans!